was a motherfucking trip when you're thinking it's a new day. Things in my head, got misled, plus I ain't feeling right. If it wasn't for head, I'd probably be dead, then we can sleep at night. Y'all might be a son of a bitch when people get mad at me. But really, I ain't worried about shit, and I know it's a bad habit. You see, I can see it clear when I'm being set off. You know I'm about to take the go to the jet off.
Another underground, it's the real hip-hop. Please don't come around if you know your flip-flop. How you claim your talent, can't identify a block. We the ones who leave this thing so we still the top. Y'all could've drowned, 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 y'all could've drowned. Under the underground, 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 it's the real hip-hop.
DJ TAZ.
What's good, man? What's happening?
What's going on, big dog?
Yeah.
Let these people know, man, where did it all start, my brother?
Well, I mean, as far as musically, man, you know what I'm saying? If we want to go deep, my grandmother, my father's mother, she was a singer, you know what I'm saying? She used to sing on the radio back in the day, which was a big deal. And she taught her sons and daughters how to sing and music. So, you know what I'm saying, it's always been in my blood, my uncles, you know what I'm saying, my dad, following them around with their gospel group, band, being inspired by them, and then seeing local people that was in my neighborhood at the time, which was Gainesville, Georgia, where I was born at, you know what I mean? So it was a group called Soul Patrol. They had a big group that I want to be a part of. You know, there was older cats, but I want to be a part of the crew. But I seen the talent show that they did, and there was a guy came out on stage by the name of Party Pete, DeWan Peoples. He came out with a ninja suit on some DJ shit, right? I was so fascinated by his stage presence. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't a good DJ at the time, you know, now that I'm a DJ, but his stage presence was everything because it captured my eye. I said, that's what I want to do. I think I was 13, 14 around that time, you know what I mean? So I'm trying to figure out how I can get some turntables and all that shit, you know what I mean? So I had word from him that he was selling his equipment. He was selling his mixer and a turntable for $80. So, you know what I'm saying, like, even though I stayed in the projects, though, you know what I'm saying, I wasn't, you know what I'm saying, drugs wasn't really that big at that time, you know what I'm saying, how I could get some money at the age of 14. So I went work at motherfucking Burger King for like 2 weeks to get my first check. And once I got my first check, I went straight to that nigga and bought his shit. So when I got back to that, my mama had got me a turntable. She bought me, I don't know where the fuck she got it from, cause she was a hustler. I don't know where the fuck she got that shit from, but it made me a complete set. You know what I'm saying? So now I'm in the projects, on the top floor of the projects, practicing, don't know what the fuck I'm doing. You know what I mean? So bottom line is, so I stayed in that room, you know what I'm saying, and practice and try to figure shit out as a DJ. Before then, I was a dancer. The same room I should practice on dancing in is the same room I went in try to practice on DJ. You know what I mean? So, and then when I turned 15, my mom came to me and said, you know, you 15, you can make a decision who you want to live with. You want to live with your dad or you want to live with your mom? On my birthday, you know what I'm saying, at the time. And I told her I want to stay with my pops, you know what I'm saying? So my pops stayed in Zone 3, Atlanta, Polar Rock Terrace. And I called him up that same day. Told him, hey man, you know, I want to come live with you. He said he been waiting on it all his life. So he came scoop me up, you know what I'm saying? I was in Atlanta now, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? So, and you know, just being introduced around the neighborhood with the local kids around my age, females and shit, they would choose like a motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? Cause I was a young fly nigga. But I ran into a friend of mine, Archie Hall, which y'all know as Cutmaster Swift, who DJ for Outkast. So he said he DJ'd, and I told him I DJ'd, and I went to his house. He was a little bit more advanced than I was, you know what I mean? He was really in the lab for real, you know. And he was like, he was in the band from his school from Carver High. I went to Fulton High, he went to Carver High, but we stayed in the same neighborhood. So, you know, I used to go to his house every time I get out of school, stay in the basement practicing, studying music, just listening to albums. He turned me on some up north shit, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, and he just kept his ear to the streets, you know what I'm saying? So I learned about the Sammy Sams and all that shit. But I knew about Mojo, you know what I'm saying, before then. He the first rapper from Atlanta. And I heard, you know, Sammy Sams, and I heard the 1-5 Posse, you know what I mean? I heard, you know what I'm saying, then he introduced me to Masters and Masters, the Master Corey, 9 Million, because that was crew he was running with. And they had a studio right there on Metropolitan now, but back then it was Stewart Avenue, you know what I mean? So, matter of fact, studio was over there by the bowling alley, where the bowling alley at right now, over there where all the business sections at over there. First time I ever been to a studio since black people coming together, working together, some young niggas working together, and I'm like, you know, so that's when my production started coming in. I'm seeing all this studio shit, you know, it's an SP1200, you know what I mean, the SY35 keyboard, you know, FB01 Yamaha modules and mixing boards, and I'm like, what the fuck is this shit? But I see black motherfuckers running this shit, and they got their own shit going on, like, I want to be a part of that, you know what I'm saying, by me studying music and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? I said, the only thing I need to do is learn the basics of this shit, and I can be creative with my own music, you know. And my first time recording as an artist, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I really wasn't an artist, but I knew how to write, you know what I'm saying? Because I used to, you know what I'm saying, encourage my brother, K9 at the time, you know what I mean? And he was a rapper. But, you know, my first time recording was with 9 Million, you know, in the Big Boy studio. You know what I'm saying? When studio time was like motherfucking $200 an hour. So you had to have your verse together before you went in the fucking booth. And that reel-to-reel was slow as hell. Right. We winding. So you had to have your shit together because time was a factor. It wasn't no reading off your phone or writing on a book and reading it. Now you had to know that shit by heart, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, but that's some other shit. But yeah, that's pretty much how my shit started, you know what I mean? My journey started with this music thing, man. And me and Swift as DJs used to go around in different hoods and do parties, do school parties for Fulton High, and you know, certain parties, you know, nigga that was connected in the street, we was doing their parties. So we parties for Bronner Brothers, you know, that was his connection. But, you know what I'm saying, but our thing was as DJs, man, we was more so like trying to find out who were the best people, who were the best DJs. We was trying to headhunt on them niggas. We tried everything we learned in the studio. We used to practice for 12 hours, 8 hours a day, just practicing. You know what I'm saying, sharpen our skills. We used to listen to other DJs like Jazzy Jeff, you know what I'm saying, Tap Money, you know, Cut Creator, you know, niggas from up north type, you know what I'm saying, and the proud person, I mean, a proud, you know what I'm saying, ATL member was DJ TOOMP, who I admire. Swift had a tape of DJ TOOMP cutting and scratching and shit. He said, I got a tape with TOOMP on it. And I'm like, yeah, cause he was talking about TOOMP this, TOOMP that. I'm like, I need to hear this nigga TOOMP, right? So he had a tape, a cassette tape. He says, bro, I didn't know how to fix it, but he didn't know I know how to fix the cassette tape. Put the tape on that motherfucker, you know, little thin little piece of goddamn masking tape, put that shit together and screw that shit back together, and then we played that shit. And when I heard that shit, I thought it was 2 or 3 motherfuckers scratching at one time. That's how fast this niggas was. And I'm like, man, it can't be. It can't be one motherfucker doing all this goddamn cutting and scratching. He was cutting that, it's time, it's time, it, ta. I said, man, ain't no way nobody can be that fast, right? On some turntables. Mm-hmm. Until it was one day, me and my homeboy, I think Harry, his name was Party P, but he was a different Party P. Harry Prather, who was fucking around, cruising around at Piedmont Park. And they was like, I was walking through the park. They said, we got a DJ battle going on. We got DJ TOOMP versus DJ Nabs. And this is the first time Nabs came to the city from North Carolina. But I ain't hear Nabs. I'm like, I don't know who the fuck Nabs is, but I been hearing about TOOMP. That's who I need to see live because I been hearing this nigga on the tape, scratching and mixing. Man, I go see it's a big crowd. My little short ass goddamn making my way. I want to see this shit front and center and see if this nigga doing this shit for real. And boy, look, did I ever see what I needed to see? And then when I seen that shit, now TOOMP wasn't no slouch. I mean, Nels wasn't no slouch. Believe that. I'm like, goddamn, he keeping up with TOOMP. They doing that. Get up on this salt, pepper. They breaking down all kind of shit with the turntable scratching and shit, man. Soon as I seen that shit, man, I went straight to a payphone. Y'all hear me? A payphone. I'm telling you how long this shit been going on. Payphone. Went straight to a payphone. I think I put a quarter in that motherfucker to call Swift ass up and say, nigga, but we got to go back to the lab and practice some more. Cause what I just seen, nigga, we ain't nowhere near. We got to go back to the lab. I was telling you, everything I heard on that motherfucking tape, I seen that nigga do live. And that was a big thing with some DJ shit. I don't know what's going on with DJ shit, other nigga talking on the motherfucking mic and calling themselves mixtapes and put all these drops on this shit. I'm talking about some real DJ shit. I'm talking about some scratching and mixing and backing shit up, showing your skill type shit. That what made you a DJ, and you can rock a party at the same time. See what I'm saying? So, but we had to go back to the lab. You know what I'm saying? You think you get to a certain point in your life where you motherfucking made it, or you don't need no more practice, or you just on top of your shit. Man, it's always a motherfucker out there better than you. That will keep your ass humble. You know what I'm saying? But that thing you can do with that nigga, get with that nigga, see what you can learn.
There you go. There you go.
That's all I'm saying, man. And but anyway, that was my DJ shit, man. You know what I mean? But my first opportunity as a producer was I was DJing at the Silver Fox on Bankhead. You know what I'm saying? And Q-Ball and Cherry was running that over there. And it was an off night. I was DJing in there. Kilo fell up in there. Shit Talk fell up in there. Moot B fell up in there. I don't know if Mac Daddy Mark, you know what I'm saying, was with them at the time. But they was doing a cypher. And it was like, you know, Shawty, put on the beat. You know what I'm saying? So I played the tape with my beats on it. And them niggas started doing a cypher. And the song went out on the tape. Man, play that record one more time. They were like, play a record. I'm like, this a tape. You know what I'm saying? It's a motherfucking tape, man. Like, so back then, you know, when you wind the tape, it take a while to get back to the fucking beginning, man. So they sitting up there impatiently talking about some, hey, what take you so long to play the record? What's going on? Moot B came up there, yeah, I got Kilo right here, man. Got Kilo right here, man. I said, man, it's on the tape, bro. Where that beat come from? I said, I made that beat. He said, what? I'm gonna tell Kilo. So, wind the tape again, played that beat again. Them niggas started doing the cypher, freestyling with no mic. You know what I mean? So Kilo came up in the booth. He just fell out in the booth cause he had, you know, he was kind of drunk a little bit. He said, Shawty, you made that beat, Shawty? I said, yeah. He said, I'm gonna be over here with this girl, man. Come and give me your number. I said, all right, cool. And remind you now, you know what I'm saying? I heard the Kilo, I heard the Hear What I Hear, I heard the Cocaine record, so he was a big deal. You know what I'm saying? Never seen the nigga, probably one time I seen him at a show in Commerce, Georgia. But I was nervous. Cause I was a fan of the nigga. You know what I mean? I was a fan of the dude, man. So you know, I put on my goddamn, my gangster, my player. Like, man, you know, I ain't with all this voodoo, but I went up to the nigga, here go my number. He said, I'm gonna hit you tomorrow by 8 o'clock. You know what I mean? In the morning, right? I'm like, man, all right, whatever. I ain't think the nigga gonna call, man. So I'm sleeping there with my baby mama, man, you know what I mean? The nigga called me. 8 o'clock in the morning, on the dot. I'm like, hello? What's up, Tad? This Kilo. I got my manager on the phone, Pablo. I said, yeah, what's up? He said, man, so Pablo started talking, yeah, Tad, Kilo was telling me, you know what I'm saying, you know, he liked your DJ skills. He said, you're a producer, boom, boom, boom. Y'all need to get together and work out. So I ain't know what to do. So I called my homeboy, TK. I said, hold on, let me call my manager. And it's TK, you know what I'm saying, Tryon King. Big up to Tryon King, gang, good job, COG. So I said, hold on. I clicked over, called my homeboy TK, play like you my manager. Got Kilo and his manager on the line. He said, oh, okay. And the only reason why I did that, cause he was going to college at the time. He was taking classes at college, and I felt like he had some kind of knowledge. I was a street nigga, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm, you know, project nigga, you know, the lingo or nothing. So I felt like to get this nigga involved. But Kilo started talking, then my people started talking. And then Kilo said, man, Taz, man, that's your friend. That ain't your manager, that's your goddamn friend. I was like, I said, damn, that nigga smart as hell, right? So I told, hey, TK, I'm gonna call you right back. I took him off the line. So Pablo like, look, Taz, you and Kilo need to get together. Y'all need to bond. Y'all need to figure out, you know what I'm saying, this, that, and the other, like chemistry. He like your work. He said you're a good DJ and everything like that. Y'all need to just hang out. So Kilo like, cool, Taz, where you at? I'm like, I'm off of motherfucking Metropolitan because I stayed on Cahoon Street. He was like, I'm over in Barn Homes. He said, how you look today? I said, I'm all right, man, you know what I'm saying? He said, just pull up. This is my address. I think he stayed on Wilt Circle in Barn Home. Went in there, he ain't know I'd been in Barn Home before buying Brian cookies of dope. Buying some work. Like, really, you know, I was over there buying work way before I met the nigga. I was over there buying work, like cookies, like stacked up cookies and shit. But anyway, Wilt Circle, I was familiar with it because I met my mans over there to get to work. Me and my people there used to get my work from over there. But met with Kilo, and to me at the time, I'm like, why he still staying in the motherfucking projects? Why the fuck he staying at the bar holes? I thought this nigga was like up there, you know? And but what it remind me of, he remind me of myself for my projects. Like niggas who about music, talented, you know what I'm saying? And you know, he was doing a little trapping, you know what I mean? Trapping a little whatever. But I can identify who he was in his neighborhood. Cause I was the same nigga in my neighborhood, in my projects. Just how, you know, I was a little older than he was, you know what I'm saying? But I can recognize he that nigga in his projects because I was that nigga in my projects. But anyway, we got together, went out. We went swimming, we was running, trying to do the fastest, who could swim the fastest and everything. We was creating a bond. But we were the same type of dude in a way, you know what I'm saying? But some things different, you know what I'm saying? So we got together on music, man, and it was chemistry, man. So everything we did from there was magic, man. You know what I'm saying? Period. The Nasty Dancers, you know what I'm saying? The Cocaine 95, the Animosity, the Lost Your Mind record, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? He gave me, like on his first project, he gave me like 4 or 5 songs and that was my first time introduced on a professional level in the music business. Okay. You know what I mean? So, by that being said, you know, you gotta deal with Interscope from Ichiban, you know what I'm saying, between time, and then nigga fell out, you know what I'm saying, on some other shit, you know what I'm saying. He ended up calling the police over because I had to put these fires on his ass. He was disrespecting already. And from my neighborhood, I ain't take disrespect, but I was like, I'm working with a nigga in blah, yeah, I'm gonna be humble, but he disrespected overboard, so I had to put these things on. He called the police on the nigga. so that point, you know, me and him was like fell out. So I'm like, what I'm gonna do next? And so I had an opportunity to work with Chris Jones, Success Records. You know, by that time, you know, Nasty Dancer was bubbling on the motherfucking radio. So anybody was like, man, and I'm like, nigga, I'm gonna come on the set, whatever, you know what I'm saying, as a rapper. Nigga ready to sign a nigga. So he was like, yeah, I hear you got to hit record, come on. He signed me real fast and shit, so that's how I came up with That's Right. But what a lot of people don't know is that after that shit, I was going through some hard times. You know, I was staying with my cousin out there in Stone Mountain off North Harrison. And I took the bus, MARTA bus, all the way to Swift House. Swift stayed off on Metropolitan. I forgot what street he stayed off on, but he had a house over there. And I think he just started DJing for Outkast at the time. And so I went over there, man, and spent the night. But while that nigga was in there asleep, I was on his SB 1200, and came up with That's Right. You know what I mean? I was thinking about Ready for the World, how Ready for the World had niggas and women on the floor dancing with each other when they played that record. That was one of my favorite songs. And then as DJs, we used to do the fast beats with the slow music back then as DJ shit. You know, you probably heard Smurf and Kizzy and them niggas did it on the J-Team shit, you know what I'm saying, too. But you know what I'm saying, we was doing it as well, but we never did anything on the J-Team mixtapes, you know what I'm saying. We, you know, Edward J, you know what I'm saying, we didn't do that, you know what I'm saying. We was like Southwest Atlanta, they was Decatur and shit like that, but it wasn't no beef or nothing like that, but you know, J-Team was more popular than we was as DJs, so. But don't get me wrong, we goddamn get in all of it. We'll say we get in all them niggas' ass on the walls and tools, you know what I mean? For real, that's how we felt at the time. We was some young goddamn headhunters. We looking for you. You got a party, we pulling up. You know what I'm saying? We pulling up, trying to see where your skills at on the turntable. But anyway, we fucked around, man, and you know, he was asleep. And I did the That's Right shit, man. That's the beat in itself, you know what I mean? And by coming off producing the Nasty Dancer record for Kilo, I felt like, you know, we need another female rapper, a female singer on this record. And then I had called Kilo up about this song, cause the people said, man, get Kilo on the record, but they didn't know me and Kilo had fell out. So I played like, you know, we were still cool. So I called Kilo up, hey man, I need you for a verse on this record. But he was, you know, he had the big head, you know, he got hit records. Yeah, Taz, yeah, Taz, yeah, man, you slapped me, Taz. You slapped me twice, Taz. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be $3,500 for a feature. I'm like, $3,500, nigga, you tripping. He hung up the phone on nigga. That made me mad as a motherfucker. So I called this nigga back. I said, "Lo, man, that's me, man. Yeah, man, who's best friend till you put your hands on me, Taz? This, that, and the other." Hung up the phone. I was like, oh, man. So I got pissed off. I said, I know the nigga got beef, a little beef with Raheem. Let me get the next thing, you know what I'm saying? The next thing or the next motherfucker, whatever. So I called Ra up, you know what I mean? I said, Ra, can you come and do a feature on this record? He said, yeah, Taz, how much you gonna charge me? He said, you know, I ain't gonna tell you how much he charged me, but he gave me a good player price. And then I said I need a female singer. So he called Miss Nico on the three-way. So I played the record, you know what I'm saying? I'm playing it from the SP 1200 drum machine at the time, at Swift House. I'm on his phone. I said, I need for you to say, party people on the floor, all we do is give you more. That's right. She sung that shit. I fell in love with her voice over the phone. I'm like, hell yeah, let's do it. Met me at the studio. She dropped that shit. You know what I'm saying? Rock came in there, dropped this shit. Now remind you with that record, I mean, I know how to write and rap, but I'm on some battling shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm on, you know, I was a football player, so I'm on some challenging shit. So I'm on some challenging shit on some verses. Don't think about no party like, nigga, I'm finna murk anybody who wanna get it. I'm gonna prove myself. That's how I was mentally. But Rock came in and dropped his verse. His shit was like, you can rap along with the shit. You can goddamn understand, you know what I mean? And so the nigga, you know what I'm saying, the nigga who I was signed to, the nigga from Chicago, like, damn nigga, you rapping so fast, man, and you country, man, you don't know what the fuck you talking about. You all that fast shit, man, did that and the other. I'm like, motherfucker, at the time, just before Do or Die came out, but Do or Die came with all that fast ass rapping shit. And I'm like, God damn, bro. You know what I mean? Like, but I went ahead and rewrote my shit, 2 verses, slowed that shit down to make it understandable for people to sing along or rap along and hear the shit. And that's how I did. That's how I slowed my shit down. You know what I'm saying? I you know what I'm saying? I heard Raheem cadence and I'm like, okay, I ain't gonna copy his cadence because back then, biting another nigga's style was forbidden. You cannot sound like, you cannot act like or be like another nigga, cause that's against the law. It was against the law to copy somebody else's shit. So I said, I'm gonna slow my shit down, but I'm gonna come up with my own shit and say it the way I wanna say this shit and be creative in that space, period. And that's what I did with the record. Went back, re-recorded my shit. Man, you know what I'm saying? And Jerry Flowers, what's up with Jerry Flowers? Jerry Flowers is a producer that actually produced for Keith Sweat. He was my engineer and co-producer on my album at the time. And he said, that's a hit record. He told Chris, that's a hit record. So they pushed the button on that motherfucker. First person we took it to, it was Jelly. I called Jelly, said, Jelly, I got something for you. I'm doing the King J, Jarvis too. Jelly, I got something for you, baby. It's a hit record, baby. Jelly was like, man, come up here. He was at 97.5 right now on Old National. We pulled up, man, had 2 records for that nigga, gave it to him. And the next day, that nigga put it on the 5 o'clock Trapper Jam. Backed that shit up. He started off with it, backed that motherfucker up, played that shit, man, and I'm like, damn. Then at the same time while he doing that, man, I'm at Club Illusion at 3 o'clock in the morning with CDs. CDs wasn't that popular, but a nigga get a CD back then, it was like gold to their ass. It was gold, like, so I'm sitting outside like, here you go, I'm getting that shit away for free. He go, everybody like, CD, for real. You know what I'm saying? This was niggas first now getting CDs and shit, you know what I mean? They was just happy just to get the CD. They didn't care what was on the motherfucker. But at the end of the day, nigga put that shit in that motherfucker, man. Everybody I gave a CD to, they put it straight in that motherfucking CD player in their car and pulled off playing that shit. And that's what happened. And that shit just started spreading like Wi-Fi, man, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Everybody started connecting the dots, you know. And I was mad on that record. You know, I was mad on that record. I was mad, you know what I'm saying, but I was speaking the truth at the same time on that record, on that That's Right record. You know what I'm saying? The situation I went through with Kilo, me and him fighting and all that shit and shit I had just went through. You know, so I had to walk away from that situation. We would ride limo, doing shows and everything, and I left from that situation. I was flat ass broke. I had nowhere to motherfucking stay. You know where I went to stay with my cousin. You know what I'm saying? Big up to my cousin Shay, man. He always been in my corner. But yeah, but that was the story a motherfucker don't know about. Each time it was a hit record in my life, it was turmoil before that shit happened. It was turmoil. But every time there was turmoil, I already knew there was something great about to happen. So I had to stay down. I had to stay down, and I had to stay down what I believed in, what God made me to do. You know what I'm saying? Like produce music, DJ, artistry, engineer, whatever, you know what I'm saying, music, you know what I'm saying? And I found out throughout life, if I don't use that shit, nigga, I'm lost my goddamn self, you know what I mean? So, you know, drug dealing wasn't for me, you know what I'm saying? The street shit wasn't for me, you know what I mean? Cause, you know, I never got caught for doing that shit, but I always got locked up behind some other shit that had something to do with it. You know what I mean? And motherfuckers say, man, why you ain't supposed to be, why you ain't where you supposed to be? At first I was blaming a lot of motherfuckers for that shit. You know what I mean? I said, man, I'm to blame because of the decision I made. You know what I mean? I still had my gangsterism with me. A lot of people don't know that about me now. I've been locked up 38 times. Ain't nothing to brag about. You know what I'm saying? I got 3 knuckles, nigga. Busting niggas upside the head, shooting niggas. My shit was violent. You know what I'm saying? So I had to learn how to be humble. I learned how to be motherfucking approachable. I learned how to be, you know what I'm saying, have a conversation with somebody. You know what I'm saying? That's what I had to learn. So me going back and forth to jail throughout my success and shit was the shit that slowed me down. But my skills ain't never left or nothing like that. It's my attitude I had to get right. You know what I'm saying? I had to learn, you know what I'm saying, how to deal with people, man. You know what I'm saying? So that's what that was about. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. That's real. Right. Yeah, man. Mm-hmm. I don't know if I went too long, but that's what it is.
Okay. So let me ask you, how was it being in the limelight, you know, surrounded by millions, you know, that number one
I tell
song?
motherfuckers, hey, I said, a lot of $1 million went through these motherfuckers, millions went through these motherfuckers. Mm-hmm. Hey man, it was for me, I knew I was doing something great, but it was also, I had to get used to the adjustment of being something in the limelight, the money, the women, you know what I'm saying, cars, you know, the shit that come with it. I had to learn how to be that, but I think I did pretty good my first time going around because I always was thinking about, it was time Tupac and Mike Tyson get set up by these women going to prison by their rape shit. And then, you know, me being in the street, I'm like, man, this bitch real pretty trying to approach the situation. I'm thinking she gets sent by a pimp nigga. Or she trying to get a nigga set up and get him robbed. That's my mentality. That's my mentality on the road. But it was lovely, man. You know, it was lovely that I had so much money. You know, I'm still thinking on the street level too. I don't want to put too much money in the bank. I don't want them folk come try, hey man, with all this goddamn where they goddamn little money coming from, you know what I'm saying? Cause you know, we get paid in cash at the time. Sometimes chicks, you know what I'm saying? But shit, you know, I'm talking about having a safe in the house full of money. You know what I'm saying? Taking some money out of my shit, let my daughter count that shit. Let her tap a $100 bill. Dad, why you having? I said, cause this is nothing but paper. You can go outside, there's a tree out there that they can cut down and make this shit out of. Only thing is it's ink on there. It's a different ink on that motherfucker and different shit that they only got. But we can always get it. Never worship this. That's what I told her. Don't worship this. But we need it though to survive. But I did patch that motherfucker $100 bill back. Had to pay that. Had to put that goddamn that clear masking tape on that motherfucker that just back together. Yeah, right. And we went to go spend. Man, I went to go spend that shit. I told her I am Santa Claus. Baby. I'm Santa Claus. Ain't no white man coming out no chimney. Yeah, right. I want her to look up her daddy, not no white man coming out no goddamn chimney with a fucking beard who don't, you know what I mean, doing motherfucking thing for her, but selling her fantasy, you know. But anyway. But yeah, man, it was plentiful, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, I bought a few cars. But what I did do, before everything jumped out, I started my own publishing company with Central Publishing. And I felt like, you know, people was telling me that was very important in the music game to own, you know what I'm saying, your publishing and your writers or whatever. That lasts a long time. So, you know, I'm still getting old money from that shit. So that was a good investment to spend $100 back then to get a lot of money from that shit. Then I invested in getting me a studio. You know what I mean? Getting equipment I needed to produce, so I ain't gotta use nobody else's shit. You know what I mean? And I can record when I want to. Then when I take my project to somebody, y'all pay me. That's how I was thinking. I was entrepreneurship. But yeah, man. Yeah, that's pretty much it, bro.
Okay. And what's the method to your madness? Like, what keeps you going right now today?
The love.
The love.
The love, the passion, man. You know what I'm saying? It's the love, the passion. And, you know, it was a situation that I had returned back to my street ways at one time. And I wasn't happy at all. You know what I mean? My soul was depleted, you know what I mean? And a guy who I was serving at the time was a musician, you know what I mean? He been in the game, he had some shit. Niggas told me, hey, this is not what you're supposed to be doing. Get back to your passion, get back to your love. He put out a watermelon on this side, watermelon on this side. He said, get back to you. He said, when you first got in this shit, you never was thinking about no fucking money. You weren't thinking about being popular. You did it because you love. You like to see people happy, appreciating music. Get back to that. And I'm like, and I did. I had the opportunity to DJ at a club, the American Legion on Simpson Road, for $50. And I had to swallow my pride for that shit, cause I'm used to getting big money. And the dude told me, Double D said, Tad, he said, bro, I know who you are and I respect you, but I don't think I can afford to give you. Cause he was a DJ, I'm DJing on his night, but he willing to share the night with me. He said, I can get you $50 a night and we can split the tips. I'm like, all right, I had to swallow my pride. Cause I ain't want to fuck the streets no more, so I went over there, DJ, we made about $300 a night. He paid me my 50, but we made the rest of that shit in tips. But I wasn't thinking about the money when I was DJing, I was just getting back to my passion and people was happy. I was reconnecting with the streets, with the music shit at the time too. And it started back over, so. But anyway, that's the method to the madness, man. The love and the passion for this shit, man.
Yeah, if you can go back, would you do it all over again? And if so, would you change anything?
I wouldn't change shit, but I would change. I would change some things though. The experience, you know, I would never change the experience. The knowledge, you know, I would change that. Because shit, when you got a hit record, you ain't prepared. I wasn't prepared. That shit took off. You know what I'm saying? When the Nasty Dancer and I produced for Kilo, I was a producer, so, and I was a DJ on his shows. So motherfucker didn't have to really see me. You know what I'm saying? But when That's Right hit as an artist, and I never intended to own being a fucking artist. I just wanted to produce and DJ. But I'm like, an opportunity came and I took it, and I just came, you know, I had a hit record. You know what I'm saying? I had to do the whole album for the first time in my life. And shit just jumped off, and I had to be an artist. I had to be thrown in the artist position, and I seen everything Kilo seen and whatever he had to deal with as a fucking artist. That made me a better producer too, to understand the pressure and the shit an artist have to go through being a fucking artist, cause you on the front line. You know what I'm saying? You the nigga that got a better cross. You know what I'm saying? The producer ain't got a better cross like that. You know what I'm saying? The manager ain't got a better cross like that. Yeah, the record company ain't got a better cross like that. But the artist got to bear that cross. And I went through that shit now. I think I handled it like a champ my first time going around. But yeah.
And can we expect something soon from DJ TAZ?
Man, you can accept something now. You know what I'm saying, man? Go online, check out that DJ TAZ Presents. You know what I'm saying? Big up to my homeboy, my business partner, Mr. Flamboyant, J Lawson Music Group. You know what I mean? We got that DJ TAZ Presents, you know, so I got some legends on there. I got Big Sam on that motherfucker from Eastside Boys, you know what I mean? So I got Chill Will on there from Dungeon Family. He the one who wrote that Looking for Nicky and some more other things he did for the Dungeon Family. And also I got Jizzle Man from the Franchise Boys on that thing. You know what I'm saying? I got an OG, my OG, quadruple OG, showing up pimping on that thing. That nigga 60 years old. And really, that who the fuck keep inspiring me that don't stop. Cause music ain't got no age, man. Good music is good music. I don't care who make it. Good music is good music. I don't care what the media say. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no separation between the young and the OGs and with this shit, man. Good music, good music. Point blank period. If young nigga come out with some good music, man, it's good music. You know what I'm saying? OG come out with good music, good music. There ain't no separation, man. That's that Willie Lynch shit. Had the young against the old. Now, nigga, we gotta come together, keep working together, cause some shit I can learn from you, she can learn from me. So yeah, so I learned a lot from my OG partner, and he learned from me. So but we keeping it pushing. And I got some up and coming artists. You know, I got my brother on there, London Mac. Got London Mac with 100 stacks on that thing. I got King Cyrus on that thing, man. I got Zeta Menace. These, you know what I'm saying? These, you know what I'm saying? These the youngsters that I got on there. You know what I mean? I got Dennis Lucky Taylor on there, Johnny Taylor nephew from the same bloodline as Johnny Taylor singing on that thing, man. So I got some real, to me, some people that got the light, but they didn't get their just due like they supposed to. That are really good writers, really good singers, really good rappers, really good artists and musicians. Cause I got Kennedy Atkinson on there. He done played for everybody on their project for his guitar. You know, he a guitarist. So, man, I just felt like I want to show my different skills as a producer, different genre of music that I can produce, from R&B, hip hop, southern hip hop, trap, you know what I'm saying, swing, you know what I'm saying. I want to show my different variety of production, you know what I'm saying. So when I went in the lab for the last few years, you know what I'm saying, I wanted to study this genre of music and perfect it. And that's what I did. That's what it's for. And it's a DJ TAZ Presents, but it's presenting all these other guys that had something to do with it. I didn't do it by myself, you know what I mean? Just use the name to put light on us, put light on the music. So that's what it is.
And how can the world catch up with DJ TAZ?
Oh man, you can catch me at oh yeah, hold on before we do that. I'm working with the industry right now, you know what I'm saying? And then we do got a project out Fulton County with Kilo on there too. And I did produce 2 more Kilo projects, a bass documentary and also classic trap music by Kilo. So that I'm doing some with the industry. So right now we're gonna be out there in South by West in Austin, Texas on the 20th of March. But anyway, you can get in contact with me, the Real DJ TAZ on Facebook, the Real DJ TAZ on IG, Original DJ TAZ on Twitter. You know what I'm saying? So either 2 of the things, the Real DJ TAZ or Original DJ TAZ. You know what I'm saying? It's sitting there. And go pick up, go look at the video, download. I don't know about download no more, but download, that's more money. You know what I'm saying? The stream money. But yeah, check out all the platforms. Shit, you know, just type it up, man. We got about 5-6 videos out. We got 5-6 videos for this project, man. Just did something with G Unit South too. G Unit South on there, D-Tay, and goddamn LT, Lyrical Twist, G Unit South. It's called Pull Up. Yeah, I produced that too. It's going down this year. It's going down. Man, this your boy DJ TAZ, man. Big shout out to my homeboy, man. Keon. Good look, promotion, productions, whatever you want to call it. Man, that nigga been rocking. Believe that. But you are on the underground.
Life is a free place. Come as a motherfucker gym when you're thinking it's a new day. Things in my head, got misled, plus I ain't feeling right. If it wasn't for head, I'd probably be dead, then we can sleep at night. Y'all might be a son of a bitch when people get mad at me. But really, I ain't worried about shit, and I know it's a bad habit. You see, I can see it clear when I'm being set off. You know I'm about to take the go to the jet off.
Another underground, it's the real hip hop. Please don't come around if you know your level up. How you claim that talent can't identify a block? We the ones who leave this thing, so it's to the top. Y'all could try.